Welcome to this week's Virtual Office Hours with the Learning Platforms team here at University of Miami. I'm Brett Stevens. Our team is Bill Goldberg, me, Brett Stevens, Rick Ramos, Michael Bonanno, and presenting this week is Bill and me. I'll get you started off with a quick introduction to the interface of Blackboard Collaborate. We have the audio-video panel, which is this here. Just a moment, let me select my pointer. And in the audio-video panel, we have the toggle buttons for talk and video, as well as a preview button for video, just to make sure your camera is pointing in the right direction. And then we have sliders for the microphone and speaker volume. And moving on to the participants panel, a couple of key things here is list of participants and then the interaction buttons. There's emoticons, the way button, and the raise hand toggle. And next to that is the poll answer buttons. Thank you, Bill. And then we have the chat panel. That's this down here. You enter your chat here. You have emoticons if you want to use them, and you can scroll through chat as it goes by. And then lastly, we have the content area, which we use for the whiteboard, application sharing, and web tour tools, which we will be making use of, I believe, the whiteboard and the application sharing during this session. Any questions? All right, moving on to notification email settings with me, Brett. Notification email settings, changing how Blackboard Learn notifies you of events in your courses. What are notification settings? Notification settings are basically controlling how Blackboard notifies you of things. There's the notification dashboard options here, and we don't use mobile at this time, but perhaps we will in the near future. And then we have email, which is the main thing I'm going to focus on here. You can select which events kick off an email from Blackboard to you. So why would you want to change the notification settings? I'd say the main use of this is for students, but it is useful for faculty as well if you want to keep up on grading and such really easily. But you can increase or decrease the granularity of notifications coming from Blackboard. You can stay on top of course activity, and for students, very important, never miss a due date. So changing the notification settings. To get to the notification settings screen, you go to the context menu next to your name here and click on settings. Once you do that, you'll be given this screen, and you go to edit notification settings. That's this right here. And then once you've clicked on that, you have this screen. First, we're going to look at the general settings. And under general settings, you can choose to receive individual messages or daily email digests. Well, of course, you have that choice, but I would really suggest using individual messages so that you can get up-to-date messages instead of having to wait for the daily email to come through. So the due date reminders, you have a choice of having that be 7 days before the due date is here, or any number of days you want there, probably not negative numbers though. We have the teleconference joining us. I'm going to mute the teleconference just so that we don't have any interference there. Dan, please let me know if you need to talk via the teleconference there in chat, and I'll unmute that. Just wanted to make sure we didn't get any audio interference. So you have that setting for number of days before the due date, and then you have the organization settings of the same type there. Moving on to the individual course settings, you select a course here, and you're given this screen here. You can turn all of them on by clicking this top checkbox here, or you can go through individually. I'm not going to be going over what each one of these is, but there is a subset that's for instructors, such as assignment needs grading. That would be an instructor notification if you want to receive emails about an assignment being submitted and needs to be graded for a student. And then there's, of course, the student-specific ones, the assignment past due, and announcements available, and assignment due. Then you can also go into the bulk notification settings here, or you can either select to change it for all courses or selected courses. So I'm going to leave it selected as all here in this screenshot, of course. And that would bring you back to a page much like this one, but it would apply to all of the courses that you've selected there. And this is what an email looks like coming out of the notification system in case you hadn't seen one before. This is just letting me know that an assignment was created called Assignment Due. And this is its due date, Wednesday, July 30th at 11:59 p.m. So it then gives you an option to click to edit notification settings from this email. And I'm going to do a quick live demo here. Switch to application sharing, bring up Firefox. And I'm going to resize that so that it's a little nicer to view. And can I get a green check mark if you can see my screen okay? Thank you, Bill. And so I'm going to switch over to student view, so I'm going in as the demo student. And that's because I'm logged out. Just a moment. So I'm going to go back to one of my courses here and then switch to student view. And you see here I'm in as demo user. I click here, and I go to settings, and I edit notification settings. I can go to the notification dashboard from here. Just going to go to that really quick. That's actually our main page. I'm going to go back to editing the settings here. And editing general settings, we see here that we can change it to daily email digest if we want. We can turn off due date reminders, but I'm going to leave that turned on. And then click submit to save. This is what it looks like for an individual course. You see here there are some that don't really apply to students, but certainly would be useful for instructors. You have the needs grading for various things such as journal, blog, and for both instructors and students, there's the unread discussion board messages and blog posts here as well for journals as well. So going back to this main screen, for instructors, you will see courses I'm teaching here, and it will also say organizations I'm leading if you have organizations. See, I can select a course here and move it to selected items, so I'm only changing that one. I can select multiple things there. If I want to move them back out of that set, I can have them highlighted and click this button to go back. So I'm going to change it back to all here. You see I have all these options here, and I'm going to turn on all email notifications. See there, everything's checked now. We click submit, and it will override all the previous customizations and selected courses. Okay. And now I will get emails for anything that comes out of those courses. But if I want to, I can always go back in and change that back. And going back to the whiteboard. That concludes my presentation on the email notifications. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. Yes, Bill.
One of the columns there was mobile, and I just want to make sure at one point Blackboard had a cell number that it would text you, but I think the mobile here is the Mobile Learn, the application. Do you have any idea? I know that wasn't the topic, so you may not have prepped this, but
no, I believe that actually is for using their SMS system, which we don't have set up at this time.
Okay, because I do know that having Blackboard Mobile Learn on a device on my iPhone or my iPad, whenever anything happens, I get notified. So if I'm added to a new course, or I am if something gets added to a course that I'm an instructor in or that I'm in, I'm able to, I get a notification on my device. So that's another way of getting information about what's changed.
Yeah, I'm not certain on that. It may be a matter of settings within the mobile application for those push notifications, but I don't know if they really cross over like that. I'd have to look into that further.